We've gone and we've looked at the market, we've looked at the user. Now we want to really begin to kind of make some decisions at this point, because we've got to get to a point where we are defining the problem. So what informs that?
Yes.
Where do we go next?
So there's a point, where, and it'll vary with the complexity and the risk factors on the project, but, we can't go down every path, every avenue. We are on a timeline and we have to make smart decisions and try to inform the process as best we can. But there is a point where we go from diverging and start to converge towards a strategic recommendation. And so to do that, as we're collecting all these learnings, usually, like our designers are starting to map some of these key patterns and ideas. Maybe it's, early ideas about the journey that a user goes through. We use things like journey maps or experience maps. One that we use a lot is called a job map, that is really kind of breaking down, if I'm trying to complete a job or satisfy the needs of a task, like what are all the things that I need to do to get to that, all those steps, all of those have various little mini goals in associated with them. And there's places where it's going really well, and there's places where it's not going so well. And how can we take those problems that we've uncovered and now start to reframe them as opportunities to create value? So that's where we really start to get into this discussion about what would be most valuable if we could do this in software. And, software doesn't solve every problem. So we want to think wide about what's the total thing that the user is trying to do. Where's the role that the software can play in that sometimes bigger journey? And now let's start to kind of break down kind of where those opportunities are. Can we get any kind of early feedback? So, we talked before about user interviews. Usually when we're doing qualitative research, we try to do smaller sets of interviews, but maybe do them more often is a goal. There is a point in here where it can be really helpful to start to put together a simple survey and go out and get quantitative data that, can we say, hey, we spent time with users like you. These are the needs. Now help us understand the importance of these needs and how satisfied are you with the current solutions that you have at your disposal. And we can get some very important insight to help drive strategy around not all problems are equal. Like these needs are more important to users to solve than maybe some of these other things. And that really helps the team drive focus about the strategy for building the first release of the product, and what really starts to emerge as the priorities. Like users need X, Y, and Z to do this job. That is complete in of itself, and we could build a product just around those pieces. But we now know that we could address other problems over time, and we start to have a sense of how we can grow and expand the software. So helping a client make those kind of navigate all those trade-offs and those decisions informed by the research and the digging around that we're doing in the understand half of that is really what informs product strategy. And that it's a dance, but it's super valuable to do that up front.